3 points for a victory was introduced in English football in 1981 in a bid to try and encourage teams to be a little bit more attacking, because before that they only got 2 points for a victory. This was widely adopted after the 1994 World Cup in football all across the world and has been a staple of football internationally ever since. So I wondered what would happen if I were to change the rules of football in the Premier League and every single league in England. Wonder what would happen. So in this custom database, teams would get 2 points for a victory, reverting to the older style of football and how it was played before 1981. You would get 3 points for a draw and 4 points if your team were to lose the match. Now I know this is going to cause widespread carnage in English football, but I just wanted to see how things would get on. In addition to this, in playoff matches, the losing team will progress to the next round, and if it is the final, obviously the losing team will then get promoted into the higher tier division. And also in terms of cup competitions, the losing team will progress all the way through the competition until you get to the final, where unfortunately, due to a number of coding issues and ways that we tried to set this up, the winner of the final unfortunately will win the trophy. I kind of wanted it to be the worst team would win every competition and win the Premier League and such on and so forth, but it was just unable to be done. So I have this database all set up, so let's dive in 10 years to see how the world of football is looking with this rule change. Right guys, so I've not seen this before. We are just loading things up here. Obviously I need to add in a manager for myself. I'm going to say that I'm unemployed and we're just going to continue and get into things. So the first thing I've noticed right off the bat, Carlisle have been promoted to the Premier League. They managed to win a game 2-0 against, that was their pivotal match against Needham Market. Wow, and been promoted to the Premier League. So let's dive in and take a look at the Premier League. So after 10 years with this rule change, 5 points for a victory, 4 points for a draw, and just the 2 points for a win, Tamworth are Premier League champions with 143 points, 2 victories, 5 draws, and 31 defeats for them. Obviously, there's some interesting teams in here as well. Eastbourne Borough are here, Leamington are here. Shout out Lelujo for his series with Leamington. Maybe he could have got them all the way to the Premier League without this rule change. Hendersford Town, Exeter, Hampton and Richmond, Dover, Birmingham City are still here and loitering around. Salisbury, Cheltenham, Gillingham, Rush Hall, Sutton, Dartford, Maidenhead, Millwall, QPR, Blackpool, Port Vale and Crewe Alexandra make up the Premier League. So Tamworth are crowned Premier League champions. They get all the Premier League money. We didn't touch that side of stuff. All of the money and going into the Champions League and stuff like that would have stayed as it is. However, I have noticed that the Premier League has kind of dropped down the coefficients just a little bit and are now listed as the 8th best competition. I believe this is in Europe, so not great in terms of that. Yeah, continental competition is based in Europe. They are down to 8th. They were in 6th. And it is just dropping and dropping and dropping to no real surprise. If we take a look at some of the past winners of the Premier League, obviously the last season of real life would have been 2020-2021, where Manchester City won the league. Then we have some interesting new winners. We've got Crystal Palace, we've got Peterborough, Cheltenham, Scunthorpe, Kings Lynn, Maidenhead, Rush Hall, Hampton and Richmond, Hendersford, and now most recently we have Tamworth. So it's very interesting to see how the Premier League has gone. If we drop down and take a look at some of the other divisions, dropping down to the Championship, we have here obviously Carlisle. If we go and take a look, they lost their Premier League their Championship playoff final, to Nottingham Forest. So obviously they get promoted, right? So in terms of the Championship and stuff like that, you can see Needham Market go up, Lowestoft are there with them, and obviously Carlisle do get promoted as well. At the other end of the table, Kings Lynn, Everton and Cambridge get relegated down to League One, which is actually kind of where you want to be. Bristol City, my team, 10 years later, are still in the exact same position as they are in real life. It's brilliant, isn't it? So moving down the divisions as well, We have, obviously, this is Sky Bet League 1, Barrow win, so obviously Bristol Rovers go up into the Championship, but Braintree, Farnborough and Bristol Rovers do that. Fleetwood, Swansea, Scunthorpe United and Preston are all here as well. Notice none of the big boys have arrived just yet. We will go and take a look at some of those in a second. We go down into League 2. Here's where you can see some more familiar names. Chelsea are down here. I'm noticing some others as well. Fulham, Southampton, Brighton, Leicester, Middlesbrough. Here are some of the more established Premier League sort of top end Championship names that you would be used to seeing. Mikolova, a team that I've never heard of, have no idea where in the country they are based. Welling and West Brom get promoted out of Sky Bet League 2. Dropping down into the National League, we've gone all the way down in all of the playable leagues in England for this particular video. We've got Harrow getting promoted here. Villa are the team getting relegated here. They are the only sort of Premier League name in that National League mix. Then we drop down to the National League North and we take a look at things. Wigan are down here. They're probably one of the bigger teams that you would see. Wolves and Bradford City are the two teams that get relegated out of the National League North, obviously into obscurity. And then if we have a look at some of the other stuff, we've got Crystal Palace here relegated from the Vanarama National League South. Obviously, some of the other teams that you would expect to see here are still here. So I know what you're thinking, guys. I know you're thinking, where are some of the bigger sides? So let's have a look. Let's have a look first and foremost at Manchester City. Obviously, they currently do not have a division. Obviously, they've worked their way all the way down and are obviously no longer part of the English footballing structure as part of Football Manager. So obviously, they won the Premier League. That was in our last season. Gone down 20th, 24th, 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 23rd, and then got relegated 22nd. So they were pretty much the best team in every single division that they played, but still got relegated because them's the rules. Let's have a look at someone else. Let's have a look at Liverpool. God, I really can't type today. Let's have a look at Liverpool. That's not Liverpool. That is Liverpool in Uruguay, I believe. Liverpool, here they are. The Reds, yep, still playing at Anfield. Obviously, I assume they've done much the same. Relegated in 19th, 22nd. Yeah, they've gone all the way down as well, guys. Fair play to Liverpool going all the way down, and their squad and their team and stuff, obviously, as you kind of would expect, is all new gens now. For the most part, so fair play to Liverpool getting themselves all the way worked down. They are in the Pitching In League Southern Premier Division Central. Someone in the comment section, let me know what tier of English football that is. The Pitching In League Southern Premier Division Central. Please let me know down in that comment section. So the final stop on this 10-year tour is a look at the domestic cup competitions. We are on the Emirates FA Cup now, and as you can see, West Auckland have won the title 1-0 in the most recent season, in the 2031 season. In terms of some of the past winners, though, we've got Sheppey, Lancing, Corinthian, Bishop Auckland, Westfields, AFC Mansfield, Lancing again. They've won it twice in their history now. Fair play to them. Malvern, Aylesbury and West Auckland all picking up the FA Cup. Let's have one look quickly at the Carabao Cup. So in terms of the Carabao Cup, the Energy Drink Cup, we have Mikolova, who are a team that I said I have no idea where they are based in the UK. They have won the Carabao Cup on penalties, beating Welling at Wembley, so they still get all the money that does go with this. If we take a look at some of the past winners, we've had Colchester, Scunthorpe, Maidenhead, Dover, Wickham, Dartford, Rochdale, Needham Market, Farnborough, and then obviously Mikolova. So fair play to these guys, but we are going to simulate just a little bit more. So we've seen the state of English football 10 years into this rule change database. So we are going to simulate up until 50 years into the future to see what happens. And if you're liking this video, please do consider liking it down below. And if you are new around here checking out the content for the first time, please subscribe, because, you know, it's free. Let's roll the simulation. So we are now in the year 2071, and we are ready to look at how the Premier League looks in 50 years in this ludicrous database. And I am shocked, guys, because I have loaded this up, and in the year 2071, Chelsea have won the Premier League. They have completed full circle. They've got so bad, have Chelsea, that they have reached the pinnacle, in theory, of English football again. They are Premier League champions with 135 points. So fair play to some of these guys here. Gateshead, Dagenham and Redbridge, Dover, Concord, Natwich. You can see Met Police are also here. Bath City have made it all the way up. Shout out Dr. Benji for his save with that one. Wickham, Bradford PA, the Staines, Kidderminster, Redditch, Boreham Wood. There's some awful teams in the Premier League now, but Chelsea are the winners 50 years into the future. We've also got the Premier League now ranked as the 74th best competition in Europe. It is, as I can see, below, where was it, 74, so let's scroll down. There we go. The Premier League here, it is below the Football League in Greece. It is below, I don't even know what tier of Croatian football that is. The second division in Denmark, the regional divisions in Germany, the Championnat National in France. Oh my god, this is far. This is so, it's below the Welsh League. The Premier League is very much in the mud, guys. So we will take a look at some of the other divisions here. We've got the Sky Bet Championship. Haringey? Ashton United and Enfield Town go up. I'm kind of looking for 50 years into the future, some other clubs like Chelsea who have kind of completed this sort of resurgence back up to the Premier League. I've just noticed West Ham are here. They worked their way back up, finishing 8th into the Championship. Then we've got, if we go into League One, okay, here are Manchester United. They did, I believe they won that playoff final. They did. They beat Derby 1-0 in that playoff final, but obviously the losers of the playoff final get promoted, so Derby County go up. So Manchester United are here, knocking around in League One. We've also got Weston-super-Mare here as well. If we scroll down into Sky Bet League 2, there are some other names in here that are kind of sort of familiar. Things haven't really fully balanced themselves out. I'm seeing Burnley here as well. But obviously some of these teams would have won Premier League style money. If we go into the National League total, we've got my Bristol City here. You've got Manchester City and Arsenal making a resurgence in this division as well, working their way back down, it would potentially appear, as Hull City are crowned champions. Then we go into the National League North, and you can see some other teams here. You've got Notts County and Morecambe getting relegated by winning the league there. Fair play to them. And Stratford will be the ones going up into the National League. And then finally in the National League South, Billericay win after extra time, which obviously means Hornchurch are promoted. Maidenhead are here, and we've got Frome all the way back up. I just want to take a look quickly at the history of the Premier League just to see who has won it over the past 50 years, to see if there are some interesting names, and potentially let me know if your local club are in here as well. So obviously the first 10 years we did were Palace, Peterborough, Cheltenham, Scunthorpe, Kings Lynn, Maidenhead, Rushall, Hampton and Richmond, Hendersford and Tamworth had just won it the last time we checked in. Since then we've had Lowestoft, Braintree, Welling, Oxford City, the Met Police have won it twice in a row, Redditch, Poole winning it twice in a row, Basingstoke, Atherton, Collieries, I have no idea, Hazen Yedding, Tiverton Town, they're a new addition to FM23, Dulwich Hamlet, God I can't even speak, Buxton, Matlock, Colville, Gosport, Royston, Chesham winning it back-to-back, Cray, Eversham, Spennymoor, Hungerford, Stourbridge, Cirencester back-to-back, Weston-super-Mare back-to-back, Gateshead, Bradford, Staines, West Ham did complete a little bit of that resurgence, Met Police winning the Premier League for their third time in their history, a back-to-back double from Bath, Leiston, and then finally Chelsea. Wow. So this database is absolute carnage, guys, I have to say. Let's have a look at the Emirates FA Cup and see if we've got some interesting winners in here as well. Yes, of course, there are some very interesting winners here. Please pause the video if you want to take a look. I'm not going to run through them all. Yate Town, shout out Yate Town for getting as a runner-up of the FA Cup. Fair play to them. And we've got one final stop, guys, Carabao Cup. the energy drink trophy. Carabao Cup then, we have the previous winners. Here they are on the screen for you guys. Again, if you need to pause it, please do so and take a look at some of these teams, because there are some definite interesting names here. I've got to have a look at the Met Police, because their history, they've done really well. 3 Premier Leagues, 2 Sky Bet Championships, a Carabao Cup. Absolutely dominated have the Met Police on their rise to the Premier League. So that is it for today's video, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do consider dropping a like on it down below. And if you want to play this game, please do join the Discord. That will be on a link at the top of the description. Come on into my Discord community. We've got over 2,500 people in there now, and I will post this save so that potentially you could play it yourself and see how far you could relegate a team yourself. And if you are enjoying the FM22 experiments, please do check out this playlist with all the other experiments we've done in this year's game.